'Twas the night before Christmas. 'Twas the cruise night before Christmas, and Dad and Grandpa and Junior too were left alone in the house, while Grandma, Mother, and little sister too did the last bit of holiday shopping down at the mall. Well, Granddad and Grandpa too and Junior sat there drinking noggin and talking, watching the tree lights flicker, talking about what they'd like to see under the tree coming the next morning. And then they talked about custom bikes. And then they talked about vintage cars. And they talked about hot rods and rat rods too. And they talked about tools and custom paint. And they talked about building. And of course they talked about chrome. Yes, all the things that folks talk about on Christmas Eve, or at least they do on the hot rod side of the street. Then all of a sudden, what should they hear but a set of fine-tuned glass packs coming rumbling down the road on what they believe could be a fine-built street rod. So they ran to the porch to see what this fine-tuned street rod might be, and then just what would pull in the yard but a 40 Ford pickup truck painted cherry red with 8 tiny reindeer riding in the bed. And as the engine ceased to rumble, the 8-track player played the last chords of the Beach Boys' Little Saint Nick, and out jumped from the cab a little man so quick and dressed in red with black boots on his feet and a flyer's cap on his head. And this is what the old man said with a gleam in his eyes. "Tell me, boys, what would you like to see under the tree come morning? Reach for the sky." And Junior said, "I'd like a Harley Sportster with bob fenders and a custom tank, handlebars and forward controls and a custom paint." And Dad said, "I'd like a chopped 32 Ford coupe with a Merc mill with Offenhauser heads, with chrome acorn nuts and 3 deuces with chrome bonnets." And Grandpa said, "I'd like a 56 Olds with a new paint job, with cruising skirts and spinner caps and glass packs, just like the one I had when I dated Grandma." And with that, the little man spun in a circle 3 times, chuckled and laughed and giggled to himself, and said with a gleam in his eyes, "It's all right here, boys, before your eyes." And with that, the little man cast his hand around the dooryard, pointing towards Junior's spray can sporty, and Dad's half-built 30s Ford coupe, and his grandpa's rustling old 50s Olds, and said, "Boys, follow me." And they all started for the house, and the little man said, "Hey, that ain't where it is, boys. Go to the garage, and it's not under the tree." With that, the little man popped open the garage door, and then all stepped back in surprise and awe, for what it was that he wasn't fooling when he said, "Reach for the sky." There stood a 6-foot toolbox stuffed with tools, with a bag that read to Junior, and with that was a stack of custom parts with tags that read, "A Merry Christmas for All." And there was a new compressor with a spray paint kit and a top-notch welder with a tag that said, "Dad and Happy Holidays, St. Nick." And there was a stack of hot rod mags covering every year, and a bunch of hot rod movies and how to do books labeled to chop, how to customize, and how to paint too, all tagged to Great Granddad. Yes, it's all all here, boys," the little man said. "All you have to do is build." And with that, he stepped back into the truck, tossed open the door, and threw one leg in, and turned and grinned with a glint in his eyes and said, "I'll be back next year, boys, to see what you did." And with that, he jumped back into the cab, turned the key, and the 8-track player began playing the Beach Boys and the Glass Pack Rumble. And as he rode down the line and he rolled down the road, and you could hear him off in the snapping gears and shifting and the snapping and the crackling and the racking of the glass packs, and then all you could hear is "Merry Christmas, Happy New Cruise Season" to all.